Hey there, my friends. I hope all of you are having a fabulous Friday. There's something about Friday that kind of, I don't know, maybe it's that old, this is the last day of school thing, or the last day of work. Got a little weekend going on. It's odd because I am like a daily worker, but still Friday just has this vibe to it, kind of like a, whoa, I'm going to have some time off vibe, which doesn't really apply to me, but hey, let's embrace the vibe, let's embrace that Friday vibe. Hope all of you are doing good. I've got a couple new journals to go into the shop today. These are our Big Mama journals, and they're called Big Mama journals because, well, look at it. It's a big honking journal, has a lot of hairy paper clips. Hairy paper clips are comprised of fiber, fabric, and whatever else I can find. Fiber, fabric, and findings. They feature, now these are 2-inch spines, which is a lot of fun, and I've got a rollie from one of these things over here. A 2-inch bead spine, and your bead spines look something like this. I try to make them match the journal, but sometimes they just want to do their own thing, and so I just let them do their own thing. I'm not a person who separates beads into colors or shapes or sizes or anything like that. They are quite random, and I love just keeping them in a box, and then that way, we kind of get that ASMR, that sounds fun. These are my beading spectacles, because now it's like, well, my regular reading glasses aren't enough. But I love that sound, and I love going through my collection, my smattering of beads, and just being able to allow the beads to kind of come together for the bead strands. Funny thing about my reading glasses, the last time I went to the optometrist, I said, he said, how about your reading glasses? And I said, well, I'm at the top on that. I said, he was like, yeah, well, that happens. I was like, you are comforting. How old are you? Like 25? Where's your bedside manner? But anyway, we both laughed about it because it was funny. He was, he was just making a point, right? All right, let's crack into this baby. Let's see what the girth is on this woman. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's like, I'm going to squish it together. It is like 5 inches thick, but if you do it like that, it's like 6 3/4. But when I send these to you guys, I smash them down, as you well know, and then I wrap them in fabric, so they're really tight when they get to you guys. So this is Periwinkle 2. We've had a Periwinkle 1. I don't remember who got Periwinkle 1, but again, I really do appreciate you guys supporting the Etsy store. I'm only getting out to mail once a week now. So I usually do that on Tuesday or Wednesday. Of course, we start off with our little 3x3 mini book. We can do so many things with these tiny little mini books. We can make them into glue books. We can, maybe you started an art journey or a journaling journey. A little 3x3 10-page book. In 10 days, you can really do a lot to establish a routine and establish a pattern. And sometimes, that's kind of where we get stuck when we try to art journal, or when we try, I've got the hiccup. Sorry, hang on. Okay, I have the hiccups. I'm sorry. I don't know if they might come back. I just had some lunch, which was really, really good. Now I got the hiccups. But, if we have 10 pages, then, it kind of starts helping us get into a routine. And I don't know about you guys, but I find like big journals just way overwhelming, like a big personal journal. And, there's the Artist's Way that encourages you to write 3 pages a day. For me, that's just hard. And some days I don't write at all. I think that we all have to kind of find the correct way for us to journal personally. I actually, when just the journaling goes all to crap, my personal journaling, a lot of times I will journal on index cards and just kind of do an iCAD, you know, and that kind of jump starts me into getting back into the routine of actually journaling, which is very, for me, it's super soothing. Remember, we do have these creative clusters. This is our black and white creative cluster. On the back, it does say black. I had very random, I call these baby beads, to choose from. So I had black, I could make dim, and I could make dark. So that was like it. That's all that I could do. So some have black, some have dim, some have dark. But I think black and white is a really fun format to work with. If you saw my latest little chippy video, we did chippies for Thor's Day, I think, because you guys know that I really do like Thor. This is our, now if you guys don't know what a creative cluster is, if you'll pan down through the videos, I did a cluster video, I think at the beginning of this week. I only do 6 clusters that go in the next 6 journals, and then we're on to different creative clusters. I have, I think I'm going to put some of these in the shop, maybe make a couple extra and put them in the shop for people who don't want to buy a whole journal but maybe would be interested in a creative cluster. This cluster is our Stevie Nicks and Don Henley. This is our leather and lace cluster. It has a piece of leather in here, a few little adhesive studs, some sparkle, a musical note, of course, because we're talking about, you know, Leather and Lace by Stevie and Don Nicks. I mean, Don Henley, Stevie Nicks and Don Henley. I smooshed them together there. So this is a really fun cluster to work with, to create with. You know, maybe you even want to listen to the song Leather and Lace while you're playing with your creative cluster. A bit of super keen deli paper, I like that. I always like calendar imagery. You know, our food imagery is always so much fun. Love the colors of this. And the cool thing is, guys, you've got a whole page. So you pull this page out and you can unfold it. So, you know, you've got a lot of different papers, colors to play with and choose from. Really do like the way this little cluster came out. This is not a creative cluster, it's just a page cluster. We've got numbers here, we've got an art trading card on the back, and then I slid in one of my chippies that I did this week in my chippy video. This one says thank you. Childcraft Encyclopedia has been a big inspiration lately, and we are at the end of that. Really getting to the end of the books that I've been using. I really need the library to open so I can go down and get some fun things to work with again. We're in phase 3 right now, where the restaurants are, you know, kind of getting back open and you can actually go in and sit at a table. So I'm hoping that the library opens soon. My library is like a treehouse with books. It is set into the woods. The entire back of the library is glass. I went into it the first time going, I'm not gonna like it, I'm not gonna like it, I'm not gonna like it, because I like traditional libraries. I love that library smell. I like the ancient feeling of all those library books. And I thought, oh, new books, I'm not gonna like it. And oh my gosh, I fell in love with it. It's one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever been in. You know, inspiring for sure. But they have this cool shelf of resale books. Again, Childcraft Encyclopedia. I think this is from either a travel brochure or National Geographic. The word love is a great little journal prompt, and we got a little Dumbo here from a little golden book, a very vintage little golden book. But they have a resale shelf So you can go in and you can buy books for like a couple bucks, and they have resale CDs and all kinds of just joyful things. And I haven't been there since March, because that was one of the, like, the first things they closed was the libraries, which is just wrong. I don't like it. A little piece here that has a heart-shaped doily, fun for you to play with. These are from a book called Success with Houseplants, and it is a Better Homes and Gardens kind of book, so super cool. 1985. Another super keen creative cluster. This one says friendship is a special kind of love. I think we called these Purple Passion. I'm sorry guys, the little pansy flipped up here. Let me see if I can correct that just real easy. Hold on. I've got tiny hands, so I can cut. There we go. That looks much better. So we got a bit of pansy for you, an index card, a beautiful tag that has a hydrangea on it, a little bit of fiber, a little bit of bling, you know, just the things that we use to create with. I also filled this little book with some stamped images that I was really digging. We've got a little piece of a key on cardstock here. Love the journal prompt here, because no doubt, friends, we are here. We aren't there. We aren't in February, we are in June, and it is 2020. No need to fuss about it, or complain about it, or whine about it. We are here. That is it. And we need to be loving and kind and tolerant. This is an awesome pocket that there's a full piece right here. It's 4 by 6. This is from a vintage collection of greeting cards. A collection of vintage greeting cards. You guys know Ida's story, and you know how much she was loved and how many cards she got over her lifetime. This is an altered magazine page. It says much fun. A beautiful lion. You know, we think about lions and we think about strength and stealth and energy and love and compassion. You know, lions are they operate in prides, and that is like a family unit. This says beach, longing to get to the beach, and there is imagery of a woman laying on the beach. I really did like this little chippy in relation to the beach, because this is a warning flag, and it is the don't go in the water at all. It's a double red flag. Maybe someone knows better than me. More of the Childcraft Encyclopedia. I love these old medical images. I think they're super keen. A little bit of calendar imagery for you. A sweet little piece that says sing, and it features a bird. The word what, who, what, when, where. Remember that from school? and what would be a really great, you know, what would be an excellent little journal prompt? Who, what, when, where. And just having those words could, I mean, you could create a whole scenario, a whole memory. And these books are sweet in the fact that they encourage your memory, that they in the mood for a little smooch, and that's sweet. Gotta thank Miss Cheryl for sending us. Good gracious, man, we've got so many Hallmark cards. Oh gosh, I'm so excited to have them. I'm excited to have them for us, you know, because we can include them in our journals, but I'm really excited for my mom, who is just gonna freak when she gets her stack of these beautiful Hallmark cards. The most exciting phrase to hear in science, the one that heralds the most discoveries, is not eureka, but that's funny. And that's Isaac Asimov, American writer. Just this, you know, I feel this warmth coming from this image of a boat. This is obviously in Italy. You see the red tile roofs here, the vibrant kind of rusty orange right here just would make an absolutely stellar like 4x6 piece. Remember, you guys, we do have the bump out pieces in these pockets, which will be a 4x6, either piece of cardstock or piece of packaging for you to construct on. Infinity, again, we're looking at the beach imagery. You know, when we're thinking about beach, we're thinking about blue, and this blue napkin just fits great with that imagery. Some pooches. You know, we can't really do a journal without a kitty cat or some pooches in it, because we do love our animals here. This is a really cool piece that features vintage postal stickers. I thought that that was really neat, you know, the address labels. This says solutions. Maybe your solution to the current thing is to get on a bike and just go. What are your other solutions? And I know that you can think of some. You know, we just feel like we're just crushed with problems. You know, it's just one thing right after another, and we've been in one of those cycles where it's just one thing right after another, and it's super discouraging, and you know, you feel like you just want one thing to go right. So what is your personal solution? You know, when you feel crushed, when you feel like struggle is your life, how do you get out of that cycle? Do you go for a walk? Do you go for a ride? Do you play in your garden? What sort of things do you do? This is our I think we called this Beautiful Blossoms, and it's basically a chippy kit that I have derived from Ida's greeting cards. You know, Ida's greeting cards has left us with so much to play with. We've got the bump out piece right here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a bump out piece. That's a tag right there. This is the bump out piece right here. You know, you'll have a piece of cardstock or a piece of packaging that you can create bigger images on. So that is it's a substrate for you to collage on. We've got some ABCs right here. N for nest. Maybe we're really thinking a lot about our nest. You know, our homes have become our offices. They've become our classrooms. This is our Tangled Up in Blue creative cluster. Got some things coming unstowed right here because there's too much in this pocket. But hey, if you don't have a lot in your pocket, then that ain't no fun. Our homes have become our classrooms. They've become our daycares. They've become our offices. They've become our restaurants. Our homes have become our recreational facilities, our exercise facilities. There's just so much going on, you know, where we are really creating a multi-purpose environment for ourselves. And isn't that cool, you know, that we are adapting and we are doing that for ourselves and our family. We have some bicycle imagery here, as well as this pretty, this is kind of odd. It's a pink bicycle, but it has a bar, so it's a boy's bicycle, but it's pink. It's a multi-use bicycle. Anybody can use it. I always rode my brother's bicycle. He rode my bicycle. We really weren't fussed about that. You know, it's whatever bicycle you could grab was the one you were going to ride. But of course, I never had a pink bicycle. My bicycles always looked like a boy's bicycle. Whatever. This is a sweet little cluster that is butterfly related. You'll have a fabric element. The wood element here is a heart. It's really sweet. Very fun to play with. So this is Periwinkle 2, and she will go in the shop a little later on today. I'm going to set her aside, and we will grab one of our favorite fabrics. I don't have much of this left. There's something about the Mandela imagery, you know, the Moorish kind of style here. And there's something about that pop of bronze that I just love about this fabric. We also have a butterfly closure here. Now, if you have a closure and it is not round, then you'll want to really squish your journal down and kind of pull your stretchy string around your closure, y'all, because it gets a little fussy when you're trying to get it off not squishing the journal down, okay? Again, the Moorish influence is really prevalent on the bead spine as well. You know, we've got these Moorish kind of basket beads going on here, so I did want to pick up on that theme as far as the bead spine went. Let's check her out. Of course, these are soft cover journals, y'all, so you get a little bit of bowing, right? But it's okay. I mean, don't be fussed about that. It's a soft cover journal. Soft cover journals, there's something I know, comforting about them. Maybe the softness of the cover just kind of makes you feel like in a you know, comfort. We're all seeking comfort right now. With brave wings, she flies is your journal prompt, and I really do love this card made by Miss D. Miss D, thanks so much for sending us such beautiful things to play with. We appreciate it. You've got your 3x3 mini book. This is your creative cluster right here. This is, I think we call that Purple Passion. Again, I'll really try and put that, kitty, the creative cluster video at the top of this video somewhere. This is the sweetest thing. This is a long note to Ida. It's from Brooke and Adam and Sam and Brenda. Brooke and Adam are obviously children, because you can kind of see their printing style there. Singer Sewing Machine, how-to book, very vintage. Journal prompt that says happy. Your front row seat. You know, we've kind of lost our front row seat because I don't think we're going to be going to concerts. As a matter of fact, I know we are going to be going to concerts for quite some time. I'm sure that we'll find, you know, some way to enjoy live music in a concert type setting, but no plays, no concerts. If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform 1 million realities. That's Maya Angelou. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a great thought? That you do have control, my friends. Hard to believe, but you still retain control. You can always control the way you feel, the way you think, and what you say about any subject. This is 1897, a botanical book. This is not like some printable that I put in here. This is a genuine page from an 1897 vintage book. I love these colors together. I think that would make, you know, that would make stellar background right there, right? A journal prompt that says wish, and it has some blue elements with it. So this is really fun because this is a Teflon cookware cookbook, and it's really super neat, you know, as far as the imagery goes, as far as the illustrations go. A journal prompt that says blessed. We've got some airplane imagery going on here. You know, you and I talk a lot about, you know, some of us cannot travel. Well, nobody can travel right now, or you should be cautious in your traveling. No unnecessary travel, I think, is the official word. But it's really nice to know that, you know, we can kind of travel in our head. We've got travel videos we can watch, travel logs we can watch. We can always order, guys, I ordered a travel, I've been ordering travel brochures, and it's been really fun to kind of visit places by just kind of perusing the travel brochures. This is a little chippy bit for you, and you'll have a lot of really fun things to make chippies with. We've got our leather and lace, Don Henley, Stevie Nicks. That's such a beautiful song, you guys. Gotta love some Stevie and Dawn. Hello, sunshine. I'm really happy to say that we have had some stellar sunshine lately. It certainly has been nice. Today is like a low humidity day. I wish we could just put this weather on repeat and have it every day. It's really nice. Part of the vintage collection from Ida. This is actually some vellum, you guys. Goodness me, it is absolutely gorgeous. Got all this little sparkly going on there. And the card is from 1980. Better Homes and Gardens, Success with Houseplant. This is an Easter cactus. My friend down the street gave me a Christmas cactus, and she said it's already bloomed like 3 times this year. And she was like, you know, I've got so many of these. Would you like to have one? And I was walking Mia, and I was like, oh gosh, yes, I really would like to have one. She said, I'm going to put it right here, which is at the end of her driveway. She said, so when you're walking back, you can come and get you one. And I was like, oh my gosh. You know, we're so socially distanced. The Amazon driver brought me an Amazon box. And I ordered personal essentials from Amazon because our car has been having trouble. So we haven't been able to get places. My next project is to do Instacart to see if we can have some groceries delivered. But anyway, you know, talk about social distancing and things like that. I could see him, and I said, hey, I said, I'm leaving you some cold water. So I just had cold bottled water, and I put it on my porch. I said, I'm going to leave you bottled water on the porch. It's cold. And he said, oh, thank you, ma'am, so much. And I think that it's just those small things that we do for people who are working hard, you know, whether it's leaving them a generous tip, whether it is giving them a bottle of water, whether it's just being nice to them. You know, we're all like in this anxiety-ridden, suffering, confused mode right now. So anything that you can do to help someone is certainly an absolutely awesome thing to do. To cure a headache, apply lavender oil to the temples and back of the neck. You guys know that I've been, and I'm really excited to open my Amazon box because I did purchase a shower steamer. It's like I can't describe it to you. I'll have to show it to you. So it's like a pattern, oh crap, the words just aren't coming right now. A press to make shower steamers. So I'm really anxious to kind of get on that. My neighbor lets me have her roses, so I've got quite a rose collection going, you know, dried roses. I've got some lavender already going. So I'm anxious to kind of start this because it is going to be kind of expanding my brand. There aren't 4 syllables in that word. Expanding my brand. So when folks visit the shop and, you know, they aren't quite wanting to buy a journal, or they don't want to buy a creative cluster, then, you know, maybe they would shop my self-care aisle. You know what I'm talking about? I just think it's always fun to do something new and do something different. I think we're all finding that out, aren't we? We've got a little chippy here that says Monday with a little bit of food imagery. Among those whom I like or admire, I can find no common denominator, but among those whom I love, all of them make me laugh. Isn't that sweet? Don't you just have that friend that makes you laugh? And isn't that a valuable thing? Hold tight and pretend it's a plan. Yes, that's a very good thing to do right now. These are lottery, you know, just some little, not lottery tickets. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. My brain is just not working so great today. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been an intense week. And I'm just kind of ready for... maybe it's the down time. I took a black and white photograph and I made it, and it was kind of a haunted theme, and I cut it down and I pasted it onto several layers of tag board. So this is a fun piece to look at and play with because it's obviously a ghost on a porch. I miss my ghost hunting days. Those were really fun days. It was always something to look forward to because we would plan our trips, you know, we would plan our adventures. This is a chippy that says kind. Nobody ever drowned in his own sweat. And that is a quote from Ann Landers. Now think about that. You know, as I'm expanding my brand, as you are learning to teach your children at home, as you are learning to cook at home, as you are expanding your home to accommodate all of these new things that your home has to accommodate, you know, you're sweating it out, my friends, but you don't drown in that sweat. You know, you rise, you survive, you swim because you can do it. You are recognizing the value of adaptation. A black and white cluster, this one actually says black on it. And I like the way that the baker's twine kind of fell into that arrangement. You know, the black and white baker's twine. Raffle ticket. See, it all comes to me. It just doesn't come to me very quickly anymore. My mom does this thing where she'll go, you know, I'm like, what is that, Mama? Is that your computer working? She was like, yes, it's my computer brain working because Mom and Dad don't do technology. Isn't that refreshing? You go up there and you have no cell service, you have no TV, you have, you know, the TV is things like Andy Griffith and, you know, wholesome TV. She doesn't watch anything like that. She very excitedly called me the other day because I usually call her at 5 o'clock. She called at 4:30. She said, I can't talk to you at 5 o'clock. Andy Griffith's having a special. And I was like, oh, okay. No worries. You go watch your special, Nana. Bad luck. Do not step on a cloud reflection in a puddle. Now, I had never heard that one. That one was a new one. This is such a sweet recipe book. Maybe 1940, 50. You got all kinds of cool stuff here. Pan-broiled bulk pork sausage, baking powder biscuits, pastry topping. The things that is cool on these pages is the illustrations of the women in the kitchen cooking for their men and stuff like that, or cooking for their family. A chippy that says stuff. Stuff is always a great journal prompt. Do you have too much stuff? Do you have not enough stuff? Is your stuff not organized? This has got to be like one of my favorite chippies that I've ever been inspired to make. It says inspire, and we have a butterfly cluster right here for you guys to create with. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I am going to go get myself a glass of tea and kind of try and do some chill out. It is time for me to get out and water the garden and do some things around the house. I got tons of laundry done yesterday, so I was really happy about that. I'm always happy to have fresh sheets at night. Really, right now, it is about the little things. It's about fresh sheets. It's about petting the dog. It's about picking a flower. It's about taking a walk. It's about reveling in the majesty of the sun coming up another day and watching the stars at night, my friends. It really is about the little things. Thanks for hanging out with me. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Talk to you